I'll mute this for now, just for your sake. Yeah, I know, but you're right. There should be, yeah. Or there, or there.
our games and practices and help us out. We're really thankful for you. And then another special thanks to Mr. Croninger. We really appreciate that you come to every away game with us. This was thank you guys so much.
Alright, hi everybody. I'm Evan, the senior captain. Soccer has been my favorite sport since I was a kid. I mean, my mom and dad can vouch. I was kicking a ball when I was like 3 years old. It's really meant a lot to me. It's been great getting to play with all you guys. And yeah, so after kicking the ball, 3 years old, did rec and rovers, came up with the whole program. It was a lot of fun. And then finally this year, my first year on varsity. It's been amazing. Thank you to all my friends and teammates that made this year as amazing as it was. It really was a dream come true. I mean, we made it so far. We weren't expected to be much, but we really did make it so far, so thank you guys. I'd also like to say thank you to my parents. It's been a long time, it's taken a lot of work. You guys have really put in so much, especially with my brother and sister. They do so much, but you guys always found time to be able to get me to games, come and watch a bunch of my games, and support me through everything. Thank you guys so much. It's meant the world to me. Okay. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to all my friends and teammates for making this year amazing. I'd also like to say thank you to Coach Pete. You were my introduction to all of the sports I play just in high school. I mean, soccer and track, you were the first coach I had. Thank you for being so amazing. You don't talk much, but when you do, it's really helpful what you say. Especially with soccer, it's a great introduction to sport, high school sport. And track as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dylan, and I just want to give a thank you to a few more people that made these 4 years some of the most special in my life. First, I want to thank my friend, coach, and teammate, Grant Dingley. In summer, going into my freshman year, I found myself surrounded by a lot of people I didn't even know. I showed up to the captain's practices working hard, but being smaller and younger than everyone else, it wasn't always easy. But sometimes, as I got frustrated playing against those guys, there was one man that was always there to give me praise and encouragement when I did something right. And the words of that senior really made my day whenever I showed up to practice. The only problem is he wasn't a senior. He was already 2 years graduate. I had no clue. It didn't even cross my mind that someone 2 years out of high school could still show up to these practices for the sole purpose to try and make us better. But that's exactly the kind of person I am. Every single day when I had one of those practices, Grant was there to hype us up. Excuse me. And he devoted his time to the summer league, coaching that for 4 years after he left. And finally this year we got the good news that he would be coaching our JV team. I'm sure all of the JV players here can say how appreciative they were of Grant. And even being on a different team as him, I still got to have plenty of moments alongside him, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm sure everyone's glad that they could have someone on the coaching staff that was young, that could be relatable, to them could be funny, but still definitely knew his stuff as a coach. He led them to one of the best JV seasons in recent years, I believe, so go you. And he just really embodies what the alumni bring to the Gravy soccer program, dedication and commitment to the collective. Good luck in grad school, and thank you for everything, Ryan. Also, thanks to the other alumni that aren't really here in this building, especially the past captains that have also devoted time to the summer league practices, showing up, supporting us at our home games, away games. I know they're not here, but if you do see them, be sure to thank them for their support of the community. I'm sure our seniors will be supporting you guys in the future as well. Even though the season didn't end with a banner like we wanted it to, I can't wait for you guys to be hungry to get it next year. And even as we of us seniors retire from this community soccer program, we'll still be looking on for you. And eventually one day you guys will be on playing soccer too, unfortunately. But the bonds we created fighting for each other on this field were some of the most special years of my life. Even if the dream we all had as kids to become professional soccer players might not come true, this year was still the most fun I've ever had playing soccer. So I believe all of our younger selves will be proud of us for that. And lastly, although our season didn't end in heartbreak, you guys all saw me crying on the field. I'm thankful, at least, even though I was sad, I was still really thankful that I got to have that moment as a leader of you guys, as a guy you guys trusted to stay on the field for the whole game, to be your captain out there. So I'm really glad I had that, even though it was a memorable game. Thank you guys all.
So I just wanted to add a few more words. So firstly, I would like to express of how proud and thankful I am for everyone here. Of course, I need to do my thank yous as well, especially for all the countless drives, conversations, injuries, help, support that all of your families did, but especially I want to thank my family. I want to also thank my dad for being such an amazing person to talk to about all the moments of soccer and sharing all these moments, and I wouldn't have had such a impactful and fun soccer career without him. And I also just want to thank all of the coaches that I have had throughout all my career. I owe everything. You guys made the foundations to it, so I think my entire class would just like to thank Coach Eamon, Jones, Spencer, Levine, and Cantor. You guys made Rovers fun. You guys made it a really special time of my life, and so that made me into the person that really cared for soccer and made me really want to come to the high school and make an impact here. And then another coach I just really want to thank is Coach Dombrowski. I just want to express my gratitude because I think I can I speak for everyone for saying you just do a stellar job. You put complete effort into everything. Every day I see you thinking about it, working on it, improving. I just see your constant drive for improvement, regardless of what that cost is. You make sure that we are improving as an individual, as a collective, making sure that we care about the collective, and that has resulted in us going farther than we have in any of my years here. Getting to the semifinals and just having a fantastic season with some incredible wins was all thanks to you. And I know you say a loss is on you, a win is on me, a win is on all of us, the collective, but still, I think that downplays the role that we wouldn't have wins without you. We still needed your leadership, your challenges, your training that set us up for an amazing regular season of 11-2-3, which was just an incredible way to have growth throughout the season. So everything from this season can be owed to you, and you played a critical part, and we just want to say thank you for them. So just lastly, one thing is I want to talk to my teammates. So if you don't know, I came to high school to expressly play soccer. I was homeschooled before, and I just wanted to play in public school. I wanted to have the opportunity to play at the higher level. And my past and present teammates, you have made it the best 4 years of my life. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to spend hours upon hours training, just being around each other. The friendships we've created were just incredible, and I just want to emphasize that this high school experience was made because of you guys. And from the start of captain's practices freshman year to the last whistle against Northwestern, I could tell you were constantly growing, you were constantly challenging me, and I wouldn't be the individual I was without you guys challenging me, surrounding me, being the friendship and foundation that was so incredible to this time. And yeah, so I know the season didn't end exactly how I wanted, but as I know everyone gave 110%, and that's all I can ask from you. I can be a demanding person, but I still want to make sure that I still care for you. These were amazing memories, and I would just want to thank you guys for all that you've done for having this season. Thank you.
A big thank you. I know I speak for everyone here, for every parent that hosted a team dinner this year. We love those.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for everyone for showing up. Good evening. It's nice to see everyone. Unfortunately, tonight marks the official end of our 2024 campaign, and for our seniors, the end of their high school career, and possibly their competitive soccer experience playing together. I'm sure there are many emotions going through your minds. These emotions will continue throughout this year as you finalize the last of this, the last of that, before you embark on your post-high school experience. If you take one message away from me tonight, it's quite simple. Thank you. Thank you for your sweat, your tears, your smiles, laughs, as well as your time, effort, energy, dedication, sportsmanship, and undivided attention over the last 4 years. As I said at the 3-team banquet, thank you to everyone for your support. To every single person in this room, thank you for making this year and this job enjoyable. Your time, energy, and dollars make all of this possible. When comparing tonight's events to the theme of our season, everything does come full circle. The collective. Everyone here tonight is part of the collective, which makes our program what it is. To the parents, grandparents, step-parents, brothers, sisters, step-siblings, cousins, friends, whatever your family dynamic is, thank you for supporting these kids and letting their experience trump your experience or your agenda. The GMHS boys soccer team is and always will be a player-first program. It's the family support and the people in this audience that set the example and continue to do a great job of maintaining that pillar. Players, please give your support system here a round of applause and or a hug for showing them how much you are thankful for everything they've done for you this year. The Granby Rovers and Parks and Rec program. There aren't enough thank yous. This town does soccer well. Not only do they develop players who can play at a high level, they develop teammates who put the crest and the team family above themselves. Our program's culture is by far the best I have observed compared to the others we play and the other coaches that I talk to. This starts with your families and is reinforced by both Parks and Rec and the Granby Brookers, and that continues through the high school program. Thank you to all the moms and dads who've given up their time to coach you in your youth. To the 2 senior Rover parents who did coach both in the summer and when they were younger, that's Mr. Jones and Mr. Levine. I have a thank you gift for all that you've done. To the captains, to the four of you, well done. Thank you. To next year's players and soon-to-be announced captains, remember what I always said, no one walks alone. Our center logo G welcomes and embraces everyone. Your job next year, and it starts now, is to continue to raise the bar. How can we continue to make the school and town proud of our soccer program? These senior captains will tell you, leading is not easy. I have high expectations. But these guys here will continue to have your back, as well as the other former players, coaches, and captains. They know no one walks alone. I know our managers aren't here, but I want to thank the managers, Maddie Prokop, Leon, Earl Gordon, and Peyton Disrocha for their time. They helped coordinate a lot of stuff on game day, giving stuff to the officials, our MCs, to the announcers, carrying things for me that really did make my life easier and have updated stats so I could report to the newspapers. To our freshmen, who some of you were called up, I know, late for the tournament team, who came to practice every day. I expect a lot of everyone in the program. I have high expectations, both at home, in my personal life, with my colleagues that I work with, to the administrators who are my boss. I want everyone being the best version of themselves. And I know some of the freshmen who weren't with the varsity team at the beginning of the year, but then they were. There were times in practice where you're like, wow, why's coach getting on us? Why? Because it was your job to make this team better. And you guys did that. You did a great job of supporting your teammates and continuing to push the gauntlet. To the sophomores, some of you probably didn't expect to make the varsity team this year. But we needed you. I was willing to sacrifice some technical ability for athleticism. Why? A faster team is hard to stop. A fast team is hard to beat. And you gave me everything that you wanted. In some games you played more than others. Some games you maybe didn't play at all. Everything was strategic and designed. The coaching staff would talk, I would watch hours and hours of film to see what did we have that our opponents didn't. In some games I needed some of this, some games I needed some of that. And you never once wavered or buckled, you trusted the process. You understood what we were doing with the collective. To the juniors, thank you. Again, some games you may have played more than others. Some individual shifts may have been longer than others. When we were 1-1-3, it would have been easy for people to say, what is coach doing? What is his rotation? But as we started to win 10 games in a row, the puzzle was coming together. We changed formations this year. And I talked to the captains and to the seniors about that heading into last summer. Here's what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts? Because when you coach high school, it's great. It's hard. It's harder than professional in some degree. It's harder than college. Why? They can recruit kids who fit their program. I can't do that. Yes, you hold a gun to my head, I'm a 3.52 guy. That's great, but what happens if you have 4 center backs? What do you do? What do you do if you don't have 2 strikers? You can't force a piece into the puzzle. You have to play the formation that fits the collective, the group that you have. And when I communicated my thoughts to the seniors and the captains, they didn't say no, they said, let's do it, let's roll it, let's ride. What does that look like next year? I don't know. maybe a 3-2-4-1. I don't know. We'll see what next year brings. But we did have individual accolades this year, and I do want guys to stand up because they should be acknowledged. Dylan Brown recognizes all in Triple City. After Dylan's, I think it was freshman year, he asked me, Coach, I don't know if it was before sophomore year started or if it was after freshman year ended. You asked me what you had to do to make the varsity team. I remember that conversation. I don't know if you do. And I remember leaving the conversation like, does he think I gave him generic coach speak? Or does he think, wow, coach actually gave me pointed individual feedback? He didn't make the varsity team the sophomore year, and we won it when we ended up losing to Arlington. That's done, right? But he continued to get better. I changed his positions. He was an outside back, and this year I moved to center back. And it was great to see the leadership side of him come out of his shell. Because he wasn't much of a talker freshman year. But when he talked this year, people listened. He found his voice. And I hope he continues to find that voice and use that voice to do great things. Because he's a lot better at that than I am. Evan Wiggins. Last year played JV. Voted by his peers, both here and who graduated, as a captain for this year. I don't know of any players at any school, who wind up being captain their senior year, not being a starter on the varsity team their junior year. He did a heck of a job. Coach Jay, last year, when they voted, said he deserves it. In the conversation I had with Evan last year, as a junior before he played JV, when he was playing JV, I gave him the option. I said, I have a uniform for you on the varsity team. I don't know how much you're going to play. So would you rather play 70, 80 minutes a game on JV or be fighting for 5 to 10 minutes on varsity? Because there are seniors ahead of you. And I let him make that choice, hoping he picked the play because we needed him this year. And he bought in. He trusted the process. And he had a great senior campaign. Him and Dylan leading in the back gave us a lot of size and strength and age that they could pass on to the other guys and younger guys. His respect and humility is what led him to this captain role. I hope and know it will, when you move forward, will continue to lead by example. Well done. Ben Levine. Another kid who led by example. When, I think it was February of last year, he came into my room and asked if what I was thinking for soccer. And I'll be honest, like as a kid, I'm like, wow, baseball starts in 3 weeks, and now you got me thinking about the fall sports. But no, we talked, and I showed him what I was thinking, and he went home and talked to Dad, and they were messing around with the formation in the spring. They played it in the summer. And it was hard because guys were coming and going. They didn't have all their pieces. But he was giving me the feedback like, we have this, we don't have that. And even when he was injured his junior year, and it was a tough injury, that muscular injury thing that, I remember talking to Becky about it, that, yeah, it's not a tolerance thing, but he can go and then he'll stop, he'll go and he can stop. And it was just a thing that just happened. That's no one's fault. You persevered through that. You got your body into peak performance shape. You continued to get stronger, bigger. And then, I think it was May or June, when we were talking, he's like, are we going to be good next year? I always think we're going to be good. I always think we're going to win a banner. That's the goal from a competitive standpoint. And I asked him, I said, you think we're rebuilding? And he's like, well, we graduated a lot. I said, this is brand new. We don't rebuild. My neighbors will be knocking on my door if I say this is a rebuilding year. We can't have that message. You're in a leadership role. We're in a leadership role. We have to maintain that standard of excellence. He just ran with it. He ran with it from summer session 1 to the last whistle at Northwestern. He bought in and expected us to win it, trickled down. And I said, this is how we do things. This is the Granby way. This is what Bears do. And as the pictures were coming up, I told the coaches, I don't know if I'm ever going to coach a kid who tackles as hard as you. You go into those tackles. How you didn't get one yellow card this year? Man, good for you. Well done. Isai, stand up. Great teammate, Isai. Great teammate. If he was sick, I'd get an email the night before saying coach wanted to be in. I didn't have to check the attendance report. He always let me know. When he came to practice, he busted his butt. He busted his butt over the 40 years. Coach Jay would say things, yeah, I'm playing him in the back, experimenting him with the back, in the back, one of the back 4 spots. And throughout the season, I was talking to him about his playing time, saying he's going to come. I don't know when, maybe there's parts of our schedule. And he said, yeah, coach, I trust you. And for the younger guys, a guy they could talk to and not fear like, well, geez, he's going for my spot. No. He wanted us to win. He bought into the team mantra. And I would see him a lot at San Broke on Saturdays or Sundays. He was repping the AR in my kids' games and did a great job. And as I encourage you all, I'm glad people pointed out the repping thing. Man, all of you, be certified reps. There's a lot of money that you guys can make that's on the table both in the spring, summer, and fall. You do a spring, one of those summer games at FSA that you guys play in, those refs make $110 a game. Yeah. You do a high school game, you do a JV high school game, that's $88. You do a varsity high school game, you're making $109. You do a tournament game. It's $125. The semifinals refs made $150. The finals ref made $185. The 2 linesmen, $130 each. There's money to be made, and at your age, someone said you had dreams when you were young to be professional. If you start repping now, you'll be doing professional games by age 30. Book it. So there is a chance for all of you to go professional. Just you guys on a different color uniform. Carter. Another hard-working kid. Busting his rear end at practice, always trying to come in first in the sprints, giving it his all. In games, he sent me his end of season exit interview, saying, I don't think I was in good enough shape. And I'm like, man, he was always running and sprinting. He came to everything over the summer. A super nice kid, another one of the I don't talk a lot club. But when he does talk, there's a lot to come out. Lots to come out. Always cheering, celebrating the guys on the side. I guess he didn't hear my message of there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothes. Right? A lot of games, forgetting the sweatshirt, but always a smile on his face. Team hype man, working hard in practice. All the small-sided games we play. He gave you everything. Improving that touch, improving that skill. Thanks for sticking with it, Kurt. Well done. Hudson. Where you at? One of the most athletically gifted kids. There's natural athleticism. What I would kill for half of that speed. When you get to my age, you will lose a step or two. But I saw in the picture, when did you jump so high? That's not me. I should set up some corner pieces for you. I'm like, hey, coach, you're the track man. No. Hudson, it's blazer, burner on the outside. Always would have an opportunity or two. I know it was your sophomore or junior year we experimented. You saying doesn't work in the math. Does that happen? Didn't happen. Always, knocked up for an 18-year-old boy to say, Coach, I'm at 80% today, 65% today. My ankle's a little banged up, and I would go to Becky and say, Becky, what is 70% for a 16-year-old kid? What is? Put that in terms item. She goes, he's fine. It's okay. Right? But no, he's in tune with his body, and you were an All-American track guy, right? You qualified for did you run that team?
Yeah.
Right? That's great stuff. Always friendly, always smiling. You have one conversation with him, he brightens your day, just makes you happier. Well done, Hudson. Good job. John Jones. Kid, loved coming to practice, loved going to the games. You throw him in, he plays, does his thing, knows what he has to do. In terms of his self-reflection and knowing what he has to work on, he would tell me before I had to tell him. He knew, Coach could have done this, could have done that. Saved me some verbiage, he just knew. In tune with himself, worked his butt off in practice as well. It's a common theme with this group. Corner kicks and even PKs towards the end of the year. He's always ready. Hey, let's do it. Just a great personality. Great personality. As a personality teacher, but I don't know if he wants to follow him. Let's do it. Right? But you make a great teacher. You love the hype. Sounded we were waiting for you to hype the right? No, but a great hanging out, fun to be around with. Just a great kid. Well done, Sean. That means one senior is left, and the pitchers, how can stand up? Great to see the pictures. You go from little C to the big C, right? And I asked Coach, when did that nickname start, Big C?
It was second after practice freshman year.
So that was the big, and there it was, Big C. Right, another guy, I know freshman year, Coach put him on top. Coach Jay played him on the wing. And I said, this year, I said, Calvin, I'm moving you to the back. And he's like, okay, let's do it. Let's roll. And he did it. And his speed was an asset again. I mean, we had blazing speed. This is year 5, me coaching varsity, and you guys are definitely the fastest team I ever had. Definitely the fastest team, and I could be the fastest team I have in the next decade, I don't know. Just the natural speed you were blessed with. And again, Calvin always smiling. In the day when you have to tell me that he hurt his ankle in PE, I could feel the pain in the email he sent me. Ironically, he missed no games. Did he? Right? He was. That's right. It was the Northwestern one. He was on the minutes restriction, but healed it. And always, I could tell. Having him in class this year too, just another one of the kids who doesn't talk a lot, but you can see that smile when you tell a funny joke. He smiles, big wide smile he's doing right now. Doesn't have to speak once because you see it. Everything's there, and a great culture guy. And again, when you look at the season we have, it's because of this senior class and everything they did. I'm going to say it together. What word? Collective. Pieces of the puzzle are there. And to you seniors, I do have welcome to the Alumni Club. So this year, I said Dylan Brown was all in Triple C. The Begala brothers can stand up. They too were all in Triple C. Both of you were both class acts all states. And I found out this week, and you can stand up again, Ben was a member of All New England. Next year we're going to have at least 2 All New Englands. I can see that really great. So we also have other awards. Grant, come up here. Our first award is a coach's award. This award we're going to change the name to. It's this year it's a coach's award and coaches in Big C. This award goes to our senior, one of the seniors who busted his butt day in, day out over 40 years, made everyone around him happier, joy to be around, worked hard. Calvin, the Big C award. Here we go. Our second coach's award is going to a junior this year. This person if I say the quote, it'll give it away. But this person, great leader without being a captain on the team, expected more probably out of himself than others, has amazing leadership skills, a natural born leader, made it through a season not injured this year. That's good. Hopefully we keep that going. Brady, what's worse than being sad?
That would be being sad and alone.
Right there. So our coaches award. Now this is awkward. So we have a third award. It's officially the Grant Dingley Award. It is named after this guy. It goes to the person that represents what it is, what it means to be a member of this program in the classroom, outside the classroom, on the playing field, off the playing field, on the bus, when the season's over, in the summer, in the spring, in the fall. You always have to smile with grace. It doesn't have to be a kid who plays a lot. It could be the person who never gets in. It just loves wearing the uniform and truly represents what it means to wear the uniform. So I'm going to let Grant announce the winner since he's here.
Funny enough, I low-key knew this kid when I was kind of younger. He was a pretty good friend of my neighbor. And I would always see him out there. And I don't really know who he was, really. And then I started coming back after I graduated, and I was like, man, that kid looks very familiar. And I always, from the day I met him, I was like, man, that kid doesn't care. He just wants to play for Granby and loves it. He always, like Coach said, went in with a tackle every single game. I truly think that he showed the true passion of the sport, and I would like to bring up Ben Levine for the award.
One more board. Tonight, Withering dumped our third and fourth members into the Granby Soccer Ring of Honor. They now joined legendary coach Dave Emery, our semi-retired MC Rick Orlick, for their many, many years running and serving and giving up their time on the GMHS boosters. And now the big giveaway, the development and implementation of the GMHS Bears broadcast, to include the streaming of our home and away games, which used to be on YouTube and still are the away games. If anyone isn't aware, we're talking about you, John, and Stacy Perlinger. Between the streaming of games, the shelters on the stadium field, the soccer experience at GMHS would not be the same without your dedication, energy, vision, and implementation. And from my angle, you never said no to me. It was always yes, we'll do it. And again, in my 5 years, the only time I heard the word no was when I asked John if he wanted to coach. But Stacy did say yes for you. Instead, when reviewing film, I would eventually sometimes get sidetracked with his subtle and not so subtle commentary. If anyone's unsure what I'm talking about, just watch the East Hampton game or the Coventry game. I was waiting for the 4-letter word to come out, but it never happened. I'm grateful and fortunate to have coached both of your kids, be a colleague with you at work, but nothing compares with being able to call both of you friends. On behalf of the boys soccer program, thank you, John and Stacy. Congratulations.
I enjoyed watching you guys so much this year. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank you because it was awesome. Great show. Good job.
Parents and players, 4 years goes by in a blink of an eye. For your parents, I'm sure they're thinking, where did the last 17 or 18 years go? This group, like all groups, has been through a lot. You guys have gone through 3 different JV coaches, Coach Lipinski, Coach Ferrando, and Coach Dingley from this year. I've told you this before, and it should be brought up again because of the level of camaraderie and perseverance you guys have had to endure as individuals and as a team. I admire your resilience, perseverance, the love you have for one another, and am jealous of the friendships you guys have made to embark on your human experience. Hanging out with this team is a place where you can just be you and play the game you love. There is not a person here who is not proud of you individually and collectively. Why? We know you gave it your all. I love this team. I love this program. I love this town. Most importantly, I love all of you. You are the reason I continue to coach. Like you, I want nothing more than to put a banner on the wall and have that fairy tale magical ending. But I've come to learn on my 40 years on this planet that banners just collect dust. High school sports are about the memories and friendships and the development together and the obstacles you embrace together that make this meaningful. Those memories never collect dust. Whether it's the dressing up like Brawl Star characters, taking a team hike, volunteering when you could have been doing other things, the summer morning training sessions when many of your friends were sleeping at the beach or doing other things, and you were working hard to get fit for the season. The bus rides where we sounded like the Chorus Angelica, and most importantly, the deep individual connections I've been able to make with all of you guys over your 4 years. I hope you've come to know that I have had your back over the last 4 years, and I want you to know that I will continue to have your back. I say this a lot. Just because your Granby soccer experience is ending does not mean that the relationships we built have to end. This group here, including the coaches, is behind you 100% of the time. We're with you every step of the way. Part of being an adult is making choices. Part of playing soccer is making decisions under pressure. Now it's time for you to make a decision. Do you want the relationships you made to end? And lastly, the only thing worse than being sad is being sad and alone. Thank you, and best of luck.
Before before you sit down, but before you sit down, we just want to express our gratitude. Thank you for all your effort, your time, and just being an amazing coach. So creative. Thank you.
Next year's captains, the big reveal. To that, there are 3. Noah, Brady, and Landon Fillmore.
So early in the season, Dawn approaches me and says, I have an idea. And I said, sure, let's hear it. And she just like, instead of fill in the blank, let's do a scrapbook for each of the seniors. And I'm willing to put it together. So not only did Dawn do a massive amount of page layouts and book creation, but she also coordinated an amazing team of photographers, which she was one of, in order to make these gifts happen. And so these books are wonderful celebrations of the journey from rec soccer, from that 3-year-old, you refer to 3-year-old self, to now. And it's been such a gift. And I'll put a plug in. Dawn can't keep the pictures up for
like a week. That's it.
So I highly recommend work together with your other parents and pull pictures down of your kids from the soccer season. It's totally worth it to be able to have a collection and a memory of this year's events. So Dawn's going to help me distribute. Ben? Dylan? Isai? Calvin? Evan? Kurt? Hudson? And Sean? Can you applause for the kids this year?
Lastly, let's thank the captain's parents. Thank you. I have here, I don't know if you can see it, they didn't come in yet. I got you guys scarves. Soccer people are big scarf people. And you'll see I'm changing the design. We're sticking with the branding, our high school crest, but I added a FC at the end because that's going to separate us from everyone else with the subtle hint that maybe the Rovers can switch to a red and gold. Right. But they didn't come in yet, and I'm sorry, but I do have you. The captain's parents have done a great job. Thank you for everything. To the senior parents, soccer players, we're not done. There's a job for you. We have to break this all down. That's your job. It's a team building skill. Next year's captains, you're on the clock. This year's captains and seniors, you're off the clock.
Thanks for joining us.